Line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ty Albright on KIX 102.5.
Sunshine this afternoon with highs in the mid-60s. Showers likely tonight, lows right around 50. The rain to continue into tomorrow as we see highs nearing 65. More rain on Friday, highs in the low 60s.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing a few clouds over the 4 states.
45 in Monette, 43 in Pittsburgh, 46 in Joplin. They get signed up for severe weather alerts. Head to the KIX app.
Time now for the KIX Kids Pledge. Today we're featuring Joshua from Joplin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic and liberty of God, one nation, under God, indivisible, of liberty of justice for all.
Great job, Joshua. And if you'd like your kids or your class group or whomever to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to the Morning KIX page on the KIX website and click on the button there to find out how to upload your audio.
We're getting you signed up right now to win tickets to go see Kane Brown and Jackson Dean at Downstream Casino Resort on July 3rd.
So you better hurry and text the word tickets to 623-1025 because we're going to find out who the winner is in just 17 minutes.
Here's Morgan Wallen and Eric Church
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How is everyone?
Morning, Megan. Good morning. Morning, Christopher. Morning, Shalala. Good morning, Jimmy. Morning, Sarah. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? Okay. Randy's doing great.
Heck of a day so far.
Mm-hmm. And there's just so much potential for how this day's going to go.
It has been an interesting day already.
It's been a day.
Just one of those where we don't have, a day where you have a couple of things flub up, you move on past it, and you go on with your day. Now, we have where this goes wrong, and then 2 more things go wrong, and those 2 things lay eggs, and those 2 things lay eggs, and suddenly you've got 64 million things, and it snowballs. None of the things are related. They're all different things, because it'd be nice if they were all along the same train of thought path.
Right, same trajectory or something. That'd be cool.
Nope.
Morning, Tyreek.
Morning, Tyreek.
Megan says she got a response today.
It's because she's Verizon, but I'm betting AT&T customers still aren't.
Shalala, did you get a response today?
Did not, did you, Shalala? I would put money on it.
Won't be on long. Having some dental surgery today on my mouth. Oh, good luck today, Jimmy.
What?
What?
Tracking has been added to your order for my telly. So today's Wednesday. Today is the day they ship it from Avignon. I bought it last Saturday. And they messaged me and said, it'll be this next Wednesday before we can ship it out because we're out of the office on vacation. I was like, what, fine, whatever. Today's the day.
Yay!
So
it
will be on the way soon. FedEx is handling that. It
Morning,
is nice
Gary Crow.
that it's coming from a country that FedEx interacts with.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought that deal from Belgium, it was some shipping company I'd never heard of. And
weird.
Yeah.
Sarah got a response.
Sarah, but you're not AT&T, are you?
Shalala. I know you're AT&T.
Who else is AT&T, though? Jimmy is, too, isn't he?
No, Jimmy is, what, U.S.
Romelda's
Cellular?
AT&T?
Romelda was, I believe.
Isn't that weird?
What
we
a
know
weird
our
thing to
listeners'
know.
cell phone information.
What
What
does that
carrier
say?
are you with? Well, this one. Well, literally, that's what they were asking us the other day. Can you tell us what carriers they have? Yeah, and their shoe size.
Right.
Oh, and I'm also getting new windows.
In your house?
Friday. Yeah, well, so when the tornado happened, it destroyed all the windows on the north side of the house, but didn't affect the ones on the south side. So we, of course, replaced those and did in the south side. When we did, we got really, really nice windows. They're triple pane krypton argon gas, and they're sealed, and they're very nice, and you can open them and lean them in and clean them and everything.
Ooh.
The ones on the front of the house, they have glass in them.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Okay.
So part of the reason that my recording studio gets so hot is because of the what do they call it?
Condensation?
No.
Or insulation?
Convection. The convection rate. Because the glass is not a good thermal barrier, it allows all the absorbed heat. It's on the south side of the house. My front of the house is on the south side. So all that convection heat comes in, or cold, depending on whichever temperature. And there's a tremendous amount of noise pollution. So I'm trying to record, and I'm doing a script for whoever, and I'm halfway through it, and I hear go by, and I'm like,
so much for that.
Geez. So I have to start all over. So more than anything, it's a noise pollution thing. I want a soundproofing window in that, which means I will have to disassemble my entire recording studio.
Oh, no.
Because there's no way to move that desk out away from the window. If I try to do that, it will snap. It will break. There's no way to pick up because it's in 3 separate sections that are joined together by some bracings that hold it, but it is not stable enough to pick it up by and move it. Unless I had like 20 guys to help me all at once. So what that will require is about 8 hours of disassembling every single thing because there's a lot on that desk, from computer to processors, all thousands of miles of cabling and the console. And I didn't put it all together at once. It's been done gradually, piece by piece here and there. Those monitors on the top, everything.
Here we go.
It's going to be a nightmare. But Friday, they are coming to do the estimates on that. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Sunshine with a high near 65 this afternoon. It's 46 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 6 minutes. Looks a little cloudy today, actually.
Well, there's a chance of rain tonight and then the next several days, but we'll tell you all about that in just 19 minutes.
I don't know if this will affect you or not, all of that, but about 11 o'clock this morning, they are planning to do the statewide tornado drill. So I don't know if this weather conditions will change that or not, but keep that in mind that it will just be a drill if it happens at 11 o'clock.
And you have just a few more minutes to get signed up to win those Kane Brown and Jackson Dean tickets.
We're going to find out who the winner is in 11 minutes.
623-1025 to get entered to win.
Just text the word tickets.
Here's Miranda Lambert.
On KIX 102.5. They would have called if you would have done that.
Man.
You got to say, text the word tickets. That's like,
yeah, you're in there, Sheila, but she got no response. There was some code at the bottom of my response. What?
What? There was what?
Megan says there was code at the bottom of her response.
Show us. Screenshot it and show us,
Did you already
Sheila.
screenshot it? Probably. Yes, she did. She was already on it.
Is it a link?
No. What is that? Same with Sarah. What is this thing it's sending them? Thank you, Megan. Happy birthday, 5 years old.
Wait a minute. Who is this from?
Megan.
Congratulations. You registered to win. I don't know. Email me that. Someone email me that so that I can send that on to the people who are supposedly helping us with this.
Randy at zrimarketing.com.
Email me a screenshot of what you're getting back with that code on it. They need to see that. An MS, was it MSI? It's an MSID number. That
MSG.
is MSG ID, right?
Mm-hmm. MSG ID.
That is a messaging ID number to show that it is a valid messaging source. I don't know why that's showing up, but it has something to do with the fact that they removed all of our profile preference abilities from the service. The profiling preferencing was what they thought was causing us to be flagged as spam. It is not, because they are still seeing us as spam. So on that, it's not working. I sent an email and I CC Mark on it too. Never heard a word about it yesterday. Not a thing. So
shame.
I'm going to bring that up in front of some other people today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Facebook went down for a couple hours yesterday. Facebook threads, Instagram,
Didn't you guys hear Mark Zuckerberg's message about that? No, they did not.
That was
Let them
early.
hear.
You guys want to hear what Mark Zuckerberg had to say about all that?
I've got to go get that reloaded. I should have just left it up. I guess.
Well,
here it
we
is.
got a call winner here in just a second.
Oh, yeah. We'll let you hear what Mark Zuckerberg had to say about that in a little bit. But
I will do that right now.
that, and let me know when you have one. We've got our winner. We're ready to call. Here we go. Hey, is this Aaliyah? Aaliyah, this is Randy Brooks from KIX. You keep sending us the word tickets for some reason to our phone here. Is that you doing that?
Yeah.
No, you should be sorry. It's just very disruptive. We're trying to sleep in here, and you keep sending that, and every time it goes off, it wakes us up.
So if you could please stop blowing us up, that would be great.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's yeah. Oh, only once. We was like, I thought he was sending like 4 or 5. Somebody keeps sending it like 4 or 5 times. It's almost like you want to win tickets to go see Kane Brown and Jackson Dean or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
You did!
You did!
Congratulations, Aaliyah! We were just messing with you. You've got tickets to go see Kane Brown and Jackson Dean on July 3rd at Downstream Casino Resort. Yay!
Tell us who supports today's concert connection.
Say KIX 102.5. There you go. Aaliyah, sorry to mess with you like that. That's what we do, you know.
All right, Aaliyah. It looks like all I need from you is your street address, please.
Street address?
Yep.
Yes, please.
1305 Franklin Street, Clarkston, Missouri, 64862.
Aaliyah, these tickets are in, and all you have to do is just come by and get them, okay?
Okay, where do I come get them?
We're on East 32nd Street right next to Food for Less, and you can come during business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
You have another song. Yay, yay. Time to edit. Is that you doing that?
Yeah.
I think she's at work. That's why she was being so quiet. I could hear other stuff going on in the background.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now you should be. Now you should be. Now you should be. Yeah, you should be. Yeah, you should be. Should be sorry. It's just very disruptive. We're trying to sleep in here. Which insinuates that we're sleeping together in here, Jen. Here, and you keep saying that, and every time it goes off, it wakes us up.
So if you could please stop blowing us up, that would be great.
Yeah, man. What did she
One.
He's like, okay, guys,
Yes, who is this? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Okay, I've only sent it once.
wait. Okay. Yeah, that's her being angry.
Okay, I've only sent it once.
Oh,
but okay.
only once. We was like,
Okay.
but okay. We was like, I thought he was sending like 4. He was. I thought he was sending like 4 or 5. Somebody keeps sending like 4 or 5. Somebody keeps sending it like. Do it, Jen. Do some wheezing. Somebody keeps sending it like 4 or 5 times. It's almost like you want to win tickets to go see Kane Brown and Jackson Dean or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
present. Morning, Kathy. Good morning, Melissa.
Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, so Melissa got a response today.
And who are you with, Melissa? Melissa!
Mama, Melissa. Melissa.
Like, I gotta get on to her for texting us so much.
55 seconds.
How dare you? Who gave you this number? Oh, we did. That's right. Oh, my bad. You're bad. My bad. They're bad. We bad, yo.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, she did get a new number, Sheila, but it wasn't working.
Who got it?
Melissa got a new number, but it wasn't working.
With what carrier? Melissa.
Melissa.
What's your carrier?
What's your shoe size?
Who's your basket holder?
50 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, 719.
Sunshine with highs in the mid-60s this afternoon. It's 46 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 5 minutes. They're supposed to be doing the statewide tornado drill today at 11 o'clock, but I don't know, with it being cloudy and overcast like this, if they'll do it.
We haven't heard otherwise, so
No.
I assume it's
So-
going to happen at 11 o'clock today.
Exactly, assuming that it'll still be going on, but if anything changes, we will let you know.
But you've been texting the word tickets to 623-1025 to get entered to win some Kane Brown tickets.
And we picked our possible winner. Let's see if
Yeah,
we
you
can get a
ready to
hold of
call
him here. Yeah. Bum, 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 ba-da, da, da, da. Da, 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 da.
Hello?
Hey, is this Aaliyah?
Yes, who is this?
Aaliyah, this is Randy Brooks from KIX. You keep sending us the word tickets for some reason to our phone here. Is that you doing that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry. It's just very disruptive. We're trying to sleep in here, and you keep sending that, and every time it goes off, it wakes us up.
So if you could please stop blowing us up, that would be great.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I've only sent it once, but okay.
We was like, somebody keeps sending it like 4 or 5 times. It's almost like you want to win tickets to go see Kane Brown and Jackson Dean or something.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
You did!
You did!
Congratulations, Aaliyah! We were just messing with you. You've got tickets to go see Kane Brown and Jackson Dean on July 3rd at Downstream Casino Resort.
Oh my gosh, yay.
Yay!
Tell us who's the 4 States Concert Connection.
KIX 102.5.
Yay! Okay. What was I doing? We were talking about. Gosh!
Every time my kids do something they aren't supposed to do, they say, my bad. I just tell them that I know it is.
Yes, you are bad.
Yesterday, right after I saw your guys' pictures, and I said, Randy, you look like one of the Beatles. My cell phone went off. I was like, wow, block me, LOL. Then it was everyone's phone was offline.
Oh, on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted, we never did get any kind of a share or anything from what we did yesterday. I want to get that on Facebook, on social media. I thought Danielle tagged us in her photos, but
I didn't see anything. You're right. And there was no way I was going to post the pictures that I got. The quality was just very, very sad. All right. I'm going to go pee. I'll be right back. And my shiny pants.
yeah, Jen has shiny pants, which she's worn them so much that they're shiny. Messages and calls. I'm going to try to figure out how to do this. So we went yesterday. No, that's, gosh, why are you doing that? Facebook. We went yesterday to Baxter Springs Schools and read to the kids. Of course, it's not going to let me find her. Wow. Okay. There it is. I found her. Okay. Now, still on KIX's page so that I can share all this. I wanted to share her post. Oh, it's from Lincoln Elementary is why. What school did I say it was? I've already forgotten. Lincoln School. But it was Central and Lincoln. Is it reading week? Oh, man. Information I should have gotten at first, but did not. So, Lincoln School. It is Lincoln School 508. For Read Across America. There it is. Yes. Yes. Well, that's probably not a good thing to do. That's how they got shiny. You know why they're shiny?
I came in here with a purpose.
Sure you did. Tom Watts, everybody.
Are you guys doing a
No. Why? Do we have bottled water brought to us?
There's like 4 things of bottled water stacked outside the front door of the station. They weren't there at 6:15, but they're there now.
I ain't drinking it.
They're sealed.
Somebody brought bottled water, like dropped off. I wonder if someone is.
It might be vodka.
Yeah. Right.
Is this thing on?
Why?
I'll let Randy explain.
Why are my pants shiny?
No, it's his joke.
What? I don't know what he's talking about. Are you okay, Tom? Quit looking at her pants.
I like my shiny pants. They're fun.
I got it up there. It says Randy and Jen terrorizing the kids of Baxter Springs Central and Lincoln schools for Read Across America.
No.
Terrorizing.
Were we allowed to post the pictures?
They put them up publicly.
Oh, they put them up?
I just shared their posts.
Okay.
So anyway, we had these 2 books that they wanted us to read, and they picked the books for us. We don't get to pick them. So last year we did this one on a pirate. I still have nightmares about it.
You did so good with it, though.
And they had us read to, I can't remember what I did. I did the voice, but.
And then you pretended like you were the best reader ever, but you read it
and
very
I read
wrong.
it so wrong. I kept getting reading words wrong. And this was a story that these preschool kids knew really, really well, kindergarten kids. So they knew when I was mispronouncing words and stuff, and they'd say, and get so loud. And we had just done it to a classroom. Well, Miss Murphy decided that this year not only would we read it to the entire assembly in their gymnasium, but they would bring the kids from another school and we could do it twice. So we both had to read books. And so we came up with the idea to, Jen challenged me that she could act out my book that I read better than I could act out the book she read. And this year they had a microphone for us and they had this weird little, the most backwards way of putting it up on the screen. I guess it was okay.
It worked for what it was, yeah.
So they turned their tablet into a projector is what they did. And we had held the book down here and then it put it up on a screen where they could all see the book. Normally we would hold it up, but they wouldn't have been able to have seen it.
No.
And then the other person acted it out. So, and to make even things more complicated, we did it one way to one class group, and then we switched books for the next class group.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't switch books. We just switched places. Yeah. So Jen was Rosie Revere.
Rosie Revere Engineer.
The engineer, yeah. And she made everything with cheese, including a helicopter. And then I was the lion. Is his name Leo?
No, you're just lion.
The lion at the library that had the loudest roar.
And the kids thought it was hysterical every time he did that.
So I would take my coat and put it up and go, wow! That was my lion. And so it was kind of like watching, what do they call it? Ad-libbing or improv, like whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
Kind of. You know, like when one of them will tell the story and the others have to act it out, that kind of thing.
But not as good.
No, not nearly as good. In fact, a lot more painful. It was very appropriate for the audience's age group. Let's say that.
Yes. So
I looked over at a couple of teachers a couple of times. They were going, like,
what are you doing?
What? and one, they had a sign language lady.
Yeah.
Who was signing for, which I kept looking because there was a couple of times I'm like, that's not what I said. I never said that. And that finger should not be used in sign language. But it was interesting to watch.
So Beans had dance last night, and one of the girls in her dance class was actually there.
Oh, really?
And so when she saw me come in, and Beans and I waved, he was like, I was at the assembly she was at today. And she kept staring at me. It was funny. And then she ran and told her dad.
She's famous.
No, hardly.
So we put a post up with some pictures from yesterday, if you want to see it, on our Facebook timeline.
It was toasty in there.
It was. Jim was getting so red. You were really, really red. Well, we were working hard, too, though. So, I mean, there was a lot of running around back and forth.
You were a
crying.
lion, and people were sitting on you.
I was dusting all of the tables with my butt. Don't ask. I'm glad they didn't get a picture of that. And one of the pictures they took, it's like they took the camera and went, it's like diagonal. I don't know why.
Are they trying to get the whole group in there?
Maybe. I mean, so landscape it if you're doing that. I'm like, what is this up?
What am I doing with my hands in that first picture? Jen doing Jen things.
You look really, or you're sitting there at the overhead projector. Anyway, that's what we did yesterday. So we went to go over there though, and so as I'm leaving, I'm getting ready to leave the studios, and I go looking around for Jen. She's nowhere to be found, and I'm like, oh, she already left. Okay, well, thanks for letting me know, Jen. So I go and get in the truck, and I bust tail out of town, and I'm over. I take the road. What do they call it? The one that goes over to Baxter Springs, off Coyote Road, southwest corner of Joplin. Sure. So I go around that way to go up to the intersection, cut across. And as I get over about halfway over there, I'm like, oh, they've got construction over here on that new highway that they're making across southern Kansas, which they've been working on for the past 2 years. And I'm like, you think they've got that open yet? And as I think, of course they don't. And so I get over close to the Kansas state line, and I get a phone call from Jen going, hey, have you left yet? I said, yeah, Jen, I'm crossing the Kansas state line right now. And she goes, oh, well, I didn't know you had left yet. Where do I need to go? And I'm like, to Baxter Springs. And she's like, well, I wondered where you were. I've been looking all over for you. And I'm like, well, you were nowhere to be found. I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth. Like I'm supposed to know that.
I wanted to have fresh breath, you know?
And we all wanted her to have fresh breath. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Jeff Bezos is now the world's richest guy again.
We'll tell you more about it after Low Cash.
On KIX. So I'm like, I'm glad you're going to have anti-dragon breath now for the children. But I didn't know. You didn't tell me. So anyway, she leaves, and I said, listen, don't come this way because the road's blocked, and you're going to have to go around by Galena. I'm going to have to go that way anyway.
Bye, Sarah.
And she goes, where did I go from Galena? Or kind of, I'm like, you go to Galena, then go to Riverton, then you're going to go around the roundabout and turn south, which is
literally
left.
walking me through it.
Yeah. And then come to Baxter. She goes, where's the school? And I'm like, I don't know. She goes, which school is it? I don't know. I said, I think I can get there based on going there last year was the first time we'd gone there.
Right.
So she goes, okay. And I hear the doubt in her voice. And so I'm like, you'll be fine. I get over to about Riverton, I think, pull over and wait for her. So I pulled over and I had changed shirts anyway. So I pulled over and changed shirts in the parking lot. Meanwhile, there's these people, these farm people pulling into the parking lot in their truck. And they see me doing this with the shirt and I'm like, great. All I need is just to be in the KIX vehicle while I'm doing this. I wasn't.
Morning, Rudy. Yeah, that was so nice of you to wait for me. I would have never found the school.
Sure, it was awesome.
I would have made it to Baxter Springs and then got lost.
We went right there. I mean, it's just literally one turn.
You told me to take the turn after
at the park.
And if you would have taken the very, very, very first turn, that would not have been the right one.
I said after the park. So after you see the park, then take the next turn.
I would not have gotten that.
Well, and if you didn't see it after a couple blocks, you never would.
I never would have found it. I would have wound up in like Fredonia or something.
And we all want that to happen.
Randy, am I close? I've been driving a long time.
I don't know, but I'm done. I'm going home.
I've got Joplin Family Dental here. So, yeah, the point is he left me again. This time it wasn't in the middle of the woods, but he still left me.
You have to give me your information. This is a problem with all of our relationships. Not sharing all the information.
Is it?
You've told me numerous times that Kyle has said, I don't know what you're talking about here. You have to tell me all the relevant information. Frequently in the morning, she will go, well, I can't believe that, or something like that. And I'll be like, what are we talking about? Tell me the rest of the info.
Sometimes you just got to give me a second to catch up, okay?
Well, sometimes I'll even go, yes, and?
The phone's ringing, but we got to go in 20 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 735.
Sunshine with a high of 65 this afternoon. Is 46 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast and 4 states news in about 25 minutes, plus in the next hour.
We want to know the worst ways your kids have embarrassed you in public.
Oh, my goodness. If you've ever been a parent, or if you've not, then you can talk about the way you embarrass your kids.
Which I think everyone's done that at least once, right? It's fun.
Nobody's as bad as my youngest daughter, though.
What happened?
I've told you. She one time mooned the minister at church. And, of course, who's at fault for this?
Well, you, of course.
Me, of course. I'm the one that taught her how to. I did not ever tell her, hey, go moon the pastor.
You just taught her how to do it?
That, and she once farted in the middle of a service and blamed it on me. I mean, and she's 2 at the time. I'm holding her up so she can see, it's at a Christmas pageant. And it's at the quietest moment, the baby Jesus has been laid in the manger and everything, and everyone hears, and she's proud of it, because I've taught her to be proud of these things. And she looks over at me and goes, Daddy! And everyone in the place turns around and looks and goes, shameful. And I'm pointing, no, it was her.
It was her. She did it.
And they're like, what an awful father to blame his flatulence on his daughter.
So what are the worst ways that your kids have embarrassed you in public?
Good luck topping mine. So Jeff Bezos, it was announced yesterday that he is now the new world's richest man again.
So did he dethrone Elon?
Elon
right?
Musk, yes, is who he. Elon Musk had been the world's richest man who had dethroned the French guy, the French mogul guy, and so now he dethrones Elon. I don't know what he did to do this. Probably had involved selling your soul to the devil at the crossroads in the middle of the night or something like that. But
So the point is, though, like, he's still a massive billionaire, regardless of who's number one.
and an evil genius. So they were talking about his daily income, how much he makes a day.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and that has gone up now. But you better believe he's got something he'd like to say about that.
I am Jeff Bezos. So, someone who makes much less money than I performs some mathematics to determine how much moolah billionaires make every day. And guess what? It's a lot. Like $14 million a day, a lot. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I make more money in one day than most countries' GDP. That's why they call it a gross domestic product. I mean, ew. But here, I'm giving back. You pay me to put an Amazon listening device in your home at great savings, and I make over 20 mil. Win-win, I say. So let's work together, people, to see how rich you can make me. Open up your shopping carts. Daddy needs a new super yacht.
All right, I'd just like to point out they called the entire time we were on the air, over and over and over again. Now that we're off the air, they have stopped calling. It's not how it works.
So I couldn't use the GPS for Imelda because I did not know where we were going. I could have put in Baxter Springs.
We didn't know
yes,
the name of the school.
but we didn't know the name of the school.
And there are multiple schools in Baxter Springs, believe it or not. They actually have 2 elementary schools and a high school. So I imagine if you would have put in Baxter Springs, Kansas school, it probably would have pulled up all 3 of them, and then it would just been a crapshoot.
Right, exactly.
Which, who doesn't love a crapshoot? As long as you're a long way away from the crap. You don't want to be close to the crap and shoot the crap in a crapshoot because
That's a bad day.
that's a mess.
That's a
Good
really
luck
bad
getting
day.
that stain out.
Ew.
Unless you're wearing shiny slick pants, then it's not going to stick.
My pants are shiny.
Speaking of shiny slick pants, I waxed my nose last night.
You did?
Yeah.
Feeling better?
Oh, so much. You wouldn't believe the porcupine that came out of my nose.
It's crazy, like how much different I felt like I could breathe when I waxed my nose.
It is like baby's bottom smooth.
And it just feels nice.
It does.
Did you use the same stuff that we used in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I used the very last of it because Gina had to do hers twice. For some reason, she does it and she's like, there's 2 hairs. She's like, what? And mine's like, whoa! This little woolly creature, you know, it looks like, what do they call those?
A porcupine.
No.
A sheep.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Good morning.
I thought.
Hi, how are you,
was.
Dustin? You got big plans for Wednesday? No.
Nope. No big plans for
no
today.
Alicia today? You want us to play some music for you? Who do you
Music.
like who's not Garth Brooks? Who else do you like?
Who else do you like besides Garth? John Michael Montgomery.
Ooh. Okay.
Sold or
Yeah, Soul is great.
I swear. Sold.
Can we play that one for you instead of some Garth? Would that be okay?
You'd rather hear Garth, wouldn't you? Yeah,
Okay,
he'd rather
okay.
hear Garth. Let's play Sold by Garth.
Can we play Sold by Garth?
No, you can't do that.
How about Standing Outside the Fire? What about that one? All right.
Let's do Last Summer, though. That's the dirty song.
Randy. All right. We'll see what we can do for you, Dustin. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
I thought that's got to be Dustin.
I thought that same thing.
Always tell.
Megan's got shiny pants too, but our pants are shiny in a different way. Mine is
Yeah.
shiny in like a,
Dark evil genius way.
I don't know, a fake leather kind of way, sort of. And yours are shiny in all of the sequins. Happa-dabba-dabba-no.
Okay.
What? What?
Romelda said, "Oh my, them poor kids." Right?
They enjoyed themselves, I think. All right. You are who I for.
Hmm.
I ain't there yet.
I ain't there yet.
My dogs are being extra needy today. They need all of the snuggles.
I'm going to do a picture of Bella with her new haircut. She looks like she did last time with her old haircut.
Yep.
So, can you believe? Oh,
What? I can't believe that. Hmm. Mm. Mm. Oh, yes. Shathina is giant compared to the other ones. It's kind of funny. She almost looked lengthwise as long as Pumpkin. Like, I know she's not, but like the way she was all spread out here, I was like, dang. Megan sent us this picture of the puppos yesterday.
Mhm.
Shathina is the one that is obviously bigger than everybody else.
she's getting the fat teat.
The fat teat.
Yeah, she's getting the big one.
And Megan's keeping the first one with the spots, the white one.
All stretched out like that. I found out yesterday for that production that they're doing that I'm having to do. You know, I was kind of excited to get to do that. And I was going to be E2, which is the easy guitar job, but just pretty much provide backup support. And I'm like, yay. So I get to experience this and be a part of it. It's a lot of stress, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of stuff to learn and everything. But I have the easy lifting job. So I get all the good parts of it without having to do all the stressful on spotlight parts of it. Yesterday, they let me know they're moving me into that spotlight position. So I'm going to be the E1 main guy for that. Yeah. Never mind.
It's exciting.
Yeah. More stress.
They believe in you.
So I can't do this story as an "oh no you didn't" news story, but I definitely want to share it with you guys about this guy in Las Vegas, this tourist. So he was staying at the Venetian Hotel, on the Las Vegas Strip. That's the one that's got the sky, painted on the ceiling overhead and everything. He is now considering legal action after he got stung by a scorpion.
Oh, no.
In the testicles.
What?
While he was asleep. Yeah. Michael Farchi is his name. He woke up in excruciating pain during his stay, went to the bathroom, and saw a scorpion in his underwear. And why that scorpion was wearing his underwear, we will never know. No. He claims the scorpion was in the bed while he was sleeping. The Farchi family checked out early, and the Venetians comped his room, but he's still considering legal action. Looks like the ball's in his court. No.
How did the scorpion even get in there?
I don't know. If this is one crazy superhero origin story. It's like an X-rated Spider-Man. And suddenly he had the power. What power?
You don't want to know.
Sir, what really happened between you and the scorpion?
Yeah, valid. Like, how does a scorpion get all the way through the Venetian, into your room, into your bed, into your underwear?
It is the desert, so usually those Vegas casinos get you in the wallet, not there.
But seriously, how?
It's not impossible. I mean, it's the same way that any insect gets into your home or spiders get in.
How big is this scorpion?
I mean, they can be little bitty things. They can be this small or, great big ones.
I guess I think of them as like...
Yeah, no, the ones I've seen around here are little bitty things. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Here's the latest from Jelly Roll.
Halfway to hell.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. I'm like, what is the name of this song?
I was like, what are we doing? I don't know.
Time change.
Sundays.
So, yeah, the scorpions around here are little bitty things. Usually. They don't get bigger than, say, about that big. That's the biggest one I've ever seen in the wild in this area. But we do have scorpions. They're wood scorpions, and they will sting you. They're not as dangerous as, say, the desert scorpions or the black scorpions. Those are much more deadly and can cause a lot more pain. But ultimately, I mean, you get stung by a scorpion, it's about like being stung by a hornet or a wasp around here. You don't have to go to the doctor or get it treated or anything. It's just going to hurt for a while. And I watched those guys on that one show on the History Channel. I think it's on the History Channel. They let themselves get stung by certain poisonous, venomous animals, idiots. And
why?
To show so that they can study the reaction. Supposedly, it's for ratings. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And so I've watched that a few times. They really hype and build it up, and then they show their reactions, and then they show their reactions some 12 to 24 hours later. And so on one of the shows, they featured scorpions. They have a pain index. So they gauge it by the physical reaction, by the pain involved, and by how long it lasts. And then they give it a score off of that, and then they rate it on this long scale of most painful to least painful animal. Scorpions are way down low on that list.
Really?
So, yeah, and when I've seen them, they stick their things in. The guys are like, but pretty much that's it. A little bit of a reaction. It wasn't that bad of a thing.
Yeah. Megan says, make sure you plug in your guitar.
That's always good advice, Megan. I'm going to try to do that.
Keith is adorable, Kathy, but I have my eye on Rain if I get one of
I have no idea what the music is going to be, what songs or what context or even what gear I'm going to need to bring. I'm hoping that my new guitar should be here by then. So if they're shipping it today.
Here we go.
How long does it take to get overseas?
12 years.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Sunshine with highs in the mid-60s this afternoon. It's 46 in Joplin.
Supposed to be mostly sunny today, but right now we've got a lot of clouds and overcast.
Allegedly, it's going to burn off, and we will eventually see some sunshine, and you want to enjoy it because we've got rain in the forecast the next several days starting tonight.
And they're also planning to have the statewide tornado drill today, so I don't know if they're going to have that with it being as overcast as it is or not, but as of now, it's still planning to go on at 11 o'clock.
So just be aware, if it goes off today at 11. Everything's okay.
Yeah, that's all that it is. This is only a test.
It's because we're getting ready for springtime. Daylight saving ends on what, Sunday?
Yes, it does. Actually, daylight saving starts on Sunday.
It starts in the spring and ends in the fall?
I think so.
Is that how that works? I
Yes,
don't know. All I know is we're going to lose an hour of sleep.
So confusing because they have that whole spring forward fall back thing, which makes absolutely no sense. We've pointed out many times that you spring back if you see a snake, and if you trip over something, you fall forward. So
Well, unless you're slipping on a banana peel, then you fall back, or you're springing forward like leapfrog.
that doesn't make any sense. Who wants to play leapfrog? So to help you remember, though, that this Sunday is the time change, we have a very special message.
And now, a gentle reminder about daylight saving time.
Sunday is daylight saving time. Big excitement. Moving the hands of your clock ahead 1 hour. Unless it's a digital clock and then you just have to press some button. Either way, the big day is Sunday. Daylight saving time Sunday at 2 a.m. But you don't have to stay up until 2 a.m. to set those clocks ahead. No. Do it before you go to sleep on Saturday. Right, that's what most people do anyway. But either way, you're losing an hour. It's a big lost hour. The most exciting day of the year. And it's all happening on Sunday. Sunday.
Where is it coming from? It's coming from
Avignon, France.
Avignon.
So I don't know what the customs restrictions, I know they're different for different countries.
Mm-hmm.
So you get something from England, say, the processing time's a lot quicker. They don't make it sit and holding all that time.
Would your daughter know?
My daughter this. She would know.
Yeah.
But how long does it take with FedEx? They don't ship it by boat?
Kathy says normally things coming overseas take 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, because of customs. But if it's coming from France and if it's being processed and shipped by FedEx, which FedEx doesn't deliver to most countries. I think they do France, England, and Germany, and that's about it. I don't know if
France,
they do
England,
China.
and Germany?
Yeah. I don't know if they do China or not.
I don't know.
But they haven't given an estimated time of arrival. They just put the tracking number on. In other words, it was just taken to FedEx today, this morning. I say this morning, actually. What time is it there? It's much later in the day.
It's what, 7 hours ahead?
Yeah.
Is that right?
So I just got the email about 6 o'clock this morning, which means about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they took it for shipping. So I'm hoping it gets here in time. And I'm looking at the calendar. So, yeah, it should be here even for the Easter deal. It might not be here for many of the rehearsals, but that's 3 weeks. So surely 4 weeks. It's 4.5 weeks to actually 5 weeks to the production. So I begin rehearsals on April 4th.
April 4th?
Yeah.
It might be.
No, April 2nd. I begin rehearsals.
Oh.
Out of the pot and into the pan. Has anybody else noticed on their Facebook this massive amount of spam-related friend requests all of a sudden?
Mm-mm.
I'm getting 10 to 12 friend requests a day.
What?
And some of them, and either they've gotten really good at positioning these spam profiles because a lot of them are showing Joplin, Missouri. But then when I go down into their timeline, they've only got posts for about the past 6 months. And a lot of them are lose weight now and all this stuff,
Right.
on there. So I block all of them, of course. Anybody who sends me a friend request or any kind of request, follow request or anything for anything commercially related, I'm going to block it because I don't want to see all that. I've got enough intrusions.
I have my Facebook pretty locked down, though. Like, there's certain ways you can find me and certain ways you can't.
Yeah, and that's a smart thing. The one of the things I've gotten here lately is so-and-so invited you to follow this page or this page. And I get probably 10 to 15 of those a day. And I go through and block every single one of those businesses that are requested.
Well, what's crazy, too, is a lot of the times when you like those pages, depending on who it's from, as soon as you like it and they get enough people in it, they switch to what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not actually that group. I've had that happen several times.
No, I will not follow any of those.
Megan says the message request folders have been filling up, too.
Yep.
She's been getting more. Kathy hasn't.
I thought something's going on. And the spammers and the trolls, they shift the way they function. Facebook will put a control or something in place or think they have a way found it, and they'll just go right around it.
Right.
It's a very concerted effort.
Dang sugar daddies.
Right?
On KIX, we get a lot of messages from fake admins telling us our page is going to get suspended.
Our page is going to be suspended soon, and I can't believe anybody would actually fall for those. Here's the one thing. As many as there are, it's an indication that they're having some success somewhere. Someone's fallen for this stuff, and so they're like, do more. Let's get more of these idiots. I just can't believe there's that many idiots out there falling for these things.
Did I tell you I had my home inspection?
No. Was that last Thursday?
It was Thursday. Yeah.
Figured that's something you probably ought to have.
Yeah.
Everybody ought to have
their home inspected.
Home inspected.
Morning, Heather Foyt. We do the final walkthrough today.
Are they going to inspect it? The Consumer Reports just released their list of the least satisfying cars.
Oh.
So let's see if yours is on it.
Okay.
Okay. They asked some 330,000 customers whether they would buy their car again or not. Most cars hover right around 50% satisfaction mark, but a few have disgruntled owners. So here are the cars that have disappointed their owners, and they would never buy them again or recommend. Number 10, the Nissan Altima.
Okay.
Do not like it. Most customers hate that car after they've been in it a while. Number 9, the Volkswagen Jetta. Wouldn't have expected that. Number 8, the Kia Forte. Number 7, the Mercedes C-Class. I've heard this from a lot of Mercedes owners, that they are junk. So that's the sedan, the 4-door sedan, the C-Class. It's the cheaper Mercedes. Number 6, the Kia Seltos. Number 5, the Nissan Kicks.
I haven't
Not
even
spelled
heard of
like
that
our
one.
name. Number 4, the Sorento Hybrid. What a Nissan. Nissan Sentra is number 3. Number 2, the Volkswagen Taos, or Douse.
Volkswagen is on there twice?
And number 1, the Infiniti QX50. 3 out of 4 current owners say they would never buy another.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
The Infiniti?
Yeah.
It's an expensive car. It's the weird Q symbol thing. Looks like the Omega symbol for the Greek Omega symbol. Boy, Tesla dodged a bullet, didn't they? Be sure to do this survey again next year when all those stainless steel Tesla Cybertrucks have rust spots all over them.
Right.
This is a thing. Have you heard about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look up sometime Cybertruck rust. So they did not, apparently the clear coating that they put on that to protect the stainless steel look, which to me looks horrible, shows fingerprints everywhere. It is defective. So these trucks are already rusting like within 5 to 6 months. And I don't mean a little bit. They're rusting all over. They're turning orange. Seems these days you need a car that'll either drive through at least 2 feet of water, plow through 10 feet of snow, zip through a massive fire, or not blown away in a massive wind. Sometimes all 4 in the same weekend if you're in Missouri. If you want the ultimate car, the one that I would recommend is the Gallantry. The Gallantry FA, or the FA.
I haven't heard of that one either.
Listen.
Are you looking for elegance, sophistication, and luxury in a new car?
Yes.
Not to mention the ability to absorb your farts.
Wait, what?
Then try the new Gallantry FA. Only the Gallantry 2000 FA also has an internal fart absorb mechanism that cushions the sound of embarrassing emanations and emits a light fragrance that masks the resulting stench.
Morning, Dave. Thanks for picking me up.
No problem.
Is this the new car? The Gallantry?
Yes, it is.
It's very nice. What?
Nothing.
Bayberry.
The Gallantry FA, the luxury sedan that goes easy on the gas.
They do some great.
That was pretty funny, actually.
What?
What? Nothing.
Bayberry. Isn't that genius?
It's good. Top of the hour, 8 o'clock.
All right. We've got plenty of embarrassing kid stories. There's no way we're going to get to all these. I'm going to try to.
What? Kids are embarrassing? No way. 8 o'clock, you turn it weird. I close on my house in 2 days. That is
Unless
weird.
You get an inspection.
I gotta get an inspection. Megan, did you know I was buying a house? What?
Try to do it on Thursday.
I can't do it on Thursday.
I'm busy all the other days.
You're busy? Well, that's fine. You don't have to be there.
True. In other words, run screaming for the backyard.
What do we do here if there's a tornado? Stay in the studio?
The prod rooms are your best bet. They are the inner central rooms. Either there or the women's restroom. In a stall.
We'll see sunshine today with highs nearing 65. Partly cloudy skies tonight, turning to rain with lows right around 50. That rain continues into Thursday and Friday as we see highs in the mid-60s.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing a lot of clouds over the 4 states.
48 in Grove, 44 in Pittsburgh, 47 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app.
So we're talking about the worst way that your kids have ever embarrassed you in public.
Or maybe when you were a kid, the worst way that you embarrassed your parents.
Yeah, especially if you don't have kids. So tell us your stories at 623-1025.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
Here's Florida Georgia Live.
On the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Oh, I noticed they put the news stuff back into the website today. All the people thinking about Michelle Obama for president. Yesterday, she came out and officially said publicly, I will not run for president.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that job.
She's made that clear more than once.
Yes.
Phone ringing.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Good, what's up?
Well, I had my son one time when we were at the doctor's office full of people, and there was a loud noise that went on. And said, that sounds kind of like Mom when you guys go to bed.
Very observant, that one, isn't he?
Whatever could he be talking about?
I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, Mom makes a lot of noise when you guys go to bed. Yeah, what's up?
It's a bit of a painful process, yeah. Thanks for calling.
Have a great day. There's mics in the bathroom, though. Apparently, yeah, I learned that one the hard way. Morning, Dorinda. What is this music note nail thing that you sent us? I don't know what that is.
That was just the one line. Not the news.
My kids always embarrass me by screaming and yelling that they're hungry in the middle of a story, even though I just fed them before getting to the story. Yes. It is crazy how quickly children can become hungry the moment they see food, no matter if they just ate.
And
They're
then
like,
two
wait a
bites,
second.
and then I don't want no more.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see it now. The way it's blending in with the blue background, I couldn't tell what it was. It's a microphone. There's not actually mics in the bathroom. Except that one time.
Maybe.
But now there's not any, right?
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Oh, Lanta. So today's kind of a big day. We've got bigwigs, corporate coming to town, and so there's lots of meetings and things and talks of the future and whatnot. So I'm really curious to hear how today's meeting goes. I won't be in it, but Randy will. And I haven't seen any of them here yet. So I'm not sure when all of that's going to start. It's misting here in Parsons. I wonder if they're still going to do the tornado. If it's misting, certainly they're not going to do it, right? They're not supposed to do it if there's actual weather. Let me see if they have said anything yet. Looks like it's still a go. I'm not seeing. Yeah, I'm not seeing anywhere that they've changed it. Oh, Kansas is doing theirs today too? I didn't know that. Kansas. I should look in Kansas then, shouldn't I? Yeah, so far it looks like Kansas is still a go as well. I don't think it'll be done. They're usually good at not doing it in cloudy days. It's not, I don't know when. When is it supposed to get sunny again? When? No, when is it supposed to get sunny again? The forecast says it's going to be sunny, and this does not look sunny.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to. I think they're wrong. Saturday.
What about Saturday?
That's when it'll be sunny again.
Oh, my phone says by noon it's going to be sunny.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah.
And the clouds will start coming back in around 6 tonight. So we'll have a good 6 hours of sunshine.
Next week should be really nice.
Why's that? Oh, you mean weather-wise? I was like, oh, just in general it's going to be nice?
Sure.
Why? Here, listen. Turn the music down real quick. Listen. Turn the music down.
You gonna fart?
No, listen.
Your pants when you walk?
That's my shiny pants.
Oh.
You guys can't hear, but it's making a
it's
kind of a whooshy noise.
a little creepy.
Swishy. I don't know what noise to call that, but every time I say my shiny pants, it makes me think of Fairly Odd Parents, my shiny teeth. My shiny teeth and me. Except it's my shiny pants and me. Right?
Right.
What are you humming?
Orcas are killing great white sharks.
Orcas are killing great white sharks? Orcas are pretty aggressive predators. I know Free Willy made them out to be real nice, happy buddies. And I like orcas. But they are very aggressive. My daughter's birthday party is Saturday and it's taco themed. That was going to be nice as Monday. There's going to be a piñata. That is awesome. She picked the taco theme. I love that.
Do you remember the guy who got arrested for sitting on the toilet?
Yes.
We have video. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Sunshine this afternoon with highs in the mid-60s. It's 47 in Joplin.
So we're talking about the worst way that your kid has embarrassed you in public.
What's the worst way your kids embarrass you in public?
I embarrassed my mom. How about the age of 2 or 3? I would always say, instead of saying hungry, I would say I was horny.
They're almost the same.
Well,
I did. I always just yelled out in the middle of stores.
there comes a point in your life where it's pretty much indistinguishable.
623-1025 to tell us the worst ways your kids have embarrassed you in public.
Or you can tell us on Facebook
It's Mitchell Tenpenny.
on KIX 102.5.
Exactly. Never too old to shine. If you want to wear the shiny pants, wear the shiny pants, I say.
I hate it when they do commentary. Yes. Here you go.
Please, come here.
To say this suspect was caught off guard is an understatement. Police in Lakewood, Colorado released burglary, but his guard trail. Compromising position.
Hands up. Hands up.
Hands down and sitting on the toilet, Choi started, demanding he surrender immediately.
Walk towards me.
With his pants down.
Simon said on Facebook, quote, while we see a lot of things in the line of
Okay.
But Randy should not wear short shorts.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, you do. We have the proof. We even have video of you doing a little swaggy walk.
Ain't short.
They real short. But if you want to sit over there in your wrongness and be wrong, then be wrong. I think when I was a kid, my birthday themes were pretty much always puppies. I wanted a dog so bad my entire life. So bad. And I finally got one when I was 9. The boys done a lot of dinosaurs, beans. We've done unicorns. We've done mermaids. Every time I think short shorts, I think Nair. Yes. Yeah, the Mexico picture doesn't count. That's right. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Thing. Well, that one video, and it's too late now.
Yeah.
I would
So Domino's did a survey of 2,000 adults, and they asked folks what are their top food turnoffs when you're eating with other people. So on the list, in no particular order, we've got being rude to waiters or waitresses, which is huge on my list for sure.
Well, yeah, being rude to them, but to me, if rudeness should never be a thing. It can be blunt, I think. I mean, if you're paying for service and you're not getting service.
Sure. Eating with your mouth open.
Hate that.
Yep. Talking with a mouthful of food.
Hate that.
Spitting something back out onto the plate.
Okay, sometimes you don't have a choice.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes you have to.
What are you supposed to do in a situation like that?
Like 2 different times last week, my wife had made me something that had chicken bones in it, which I secretly think she's trying to kill me. And there was no way for me to get the bone out of the mouthful of food, so I had to spit it back onto my plate.
Uh-huh.
I did cover with a napkin while I'm doing that, do it behind the napkin, but I had to get it out of my mouth.
Well, yeah, you can't eat a bone. That makes sense. Picking your teeth.
I do that sometimes. I'm surreptitious when I do it, which gives me an opportunity to use the word surreptitious.
Eating other people's leftovers without asking.
Got slurping soup.
Slurping, I skipped it. Slurping soup, yeah.
That in some countries is considered appropriate behavior. In Japan, you are expected to slurp your soup. If you don't, it's an insult.
In England, you're supposed to be very vocal as well.
Yeah.
Licking a knife.
That's only in horror movies
Was
or
another
pirate
one?
movies.
criticizing someone's cooking, licking fingers instead of using a napkin.
You don't have a napkin. I mean, who hasn't eaten barbecue and had to lick their fingers off?
And you're missing half of the good stuff anyway when you're doing it that way. Ew. Okay. You don't need to phrase it like that. Let's see. Double dipping on a shared spread.
I think Seinfeld ruined that for everybody with that one episode.
Of double dipping? What are you talking about?
The whole deal with George Costanza where he double dips and is accused by a member of his fiance or his late wife's family of double dipping. They make such a huge deal out of it.
Mm-hmm. See, starting to eat before the whole table has their food. Preparing fish in the office microwave.
Good gosh, don't do that. Or anything else that smells strong.
I used to cook broccoli at my old job, and they'd get so mad at me. They're like, quit
Totally
bringing your
get
fart bush, Jen. It stinks.
We had a guy used to work here recently that would cook the weirdest, stinkiest food just to be obnoxious.
I think it was too. See, playing with food, hogging food, slurping spaghetti or noodles. That's fun. You got to do it like Lady and the Tramp when you slurp your noodles.
And again, that's in some cultures considered
Here we
polite
go.
behavior. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country, 818. It's so nice of Bailey Zimmerman to point that out for us because otherwise we could be sitting here waiting all this time in silence going, is it over yet? Is it over? This is where it ends. He tells us, now we know.
Are you done? Is this where it ends?
Oh yeah, this is where that ended.
Thank you.
It's over.
We'll see sunshine this afternoon, highs in the mid-60s. It's 47 in Joplin. This is where it ends.
And we'll take a look at the weather forecast in about 5 minutes. That's where that ended.
But we're asking, what's the worst way your kids have embarrassed you in public?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
What's the worst way that your kids embarrassed you in public?
My son the other night, we were watching my other son take Taekwondo lessons, and I wanted to sit by my husband, and he was sitting in the chair. So my husband said, well, why don't you just, sit in his lap and teach him a lesson? So I go to sit in his lap, to kind of embarrass him, and instead he scooted his chair back, and before I realized it, I was hitting the floor. I let out a loud scream because, it was surprising, and I hit this concrete floor, and of course everyone turns around to see why I'm screaming. And there I am on the floor, blades up in the air, and my whole family's laughing at me, and so is everyone else.
You've got to learn to make the most out of these moments. So what you should have done, here you are at a karate class. Once you felt yourself going back, you should have turned it into this, gymnastics thing and gone, hey-ah!
Not everyone has your skills, Randy.
And then you stand up and go, and that's the correct way to do that.
What happened with you and your kids when they embarrassed you?
Well, we were in church one day, and it was really quiet, and they were doing testimonials. And my 5-year-old says, my dad really didn't want to come today. He wanted to stay home and ride horses. But him and my mom got in an argument, and she made him come. We're so embarrassed. Everybody just looked.
Telling the truth. That's what they're doing.
What's the worst way your kids have embarrassed you in public?
I got a 4-year-old, but he was 2 at the time. We were walking through Walmart, and he had just seen Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
And it was pretty packed, and all of a sudden you hear Dirty Ho out of 2-year-old's mouth as some old ladies were walking by.
What?
I busted out laughing, but my wife didn't think it was too funny.
Where did the 2-year-old learn how to say that?
On Cat in the Hat where he's got that garden hose?
Oh.
And he throws it down and says, Dirty Ho.
Yeah, not such a great movie after all, is it?
Yeah, they knew what they were doing when they put that in there, didn't they?
What's the worst way that your kids have embarrassed you?
My daughter, we started spanking her on their little diaper because she's over 2 years old, and she goes up to this lady that dropped a can on the ground and spanked her right in the middle of Walmart.
Oh, my God.
And I was mortified. She walked away like it was just supposed to happen.
Might have been the high point of her day. Tell us,
Oh, my God.
tell us what your kids did that embarrassed you the worst when in public.
You can call or text us at 623-1025.
Or tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5. My first day.
What are you doing there?
First day.
Drinking someone's drink. Yeah, you don't want to do that one. Yeah, I think you can lick your fingers when you're eating chips. Like the Cheeto dust and stuff, right? Stoking the fire while eating, unless it's a blizzard, no. Why can't you stoke the fire while eating?
What?
Megan says stoking the fire while eating, unless it's a blizzard, no.
What are you talking about, Megan?
And for what it's worth, by the way, Domino's has gluten-free pizza, so I can actually eat there.
I like Domino's pizza.
So I appreciate them. I appreciate you, Domino's.
We, during COVID, got to where we realized they're not too far from my house, and we could literally have our pizza in like 10 minutes from the house. From the time we ordered, 10 minutes, they would have it to us. And I mean, it was not pre-made or anything. It was, and so we got to where we did this one order of a particular pizza made a certain way. My wife likes different toppings than I do, so we'd do a half and half.
Yep.
And then we do their cinnamon things.
Ooh.
But one time they forgot the frosting that goes with it. So we have this pre-made order in the Domino's app that says, and don't forget the frosting.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's no good without that cream cheese frosting they have with it. I gained so much weight during COVID.
Oh, she said, remember that time we ate at Cracker Barrel? Okay, yes. It was when it was so hot in
that's
there.
right. Don't stoke the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good gracious.
No, we don't understand your special.
I was like, why are you doing that? It's too hot. You're making it bad.
Gonna pee the bed.
Oh, yeah, don't let me forget I have this weekend.
That's this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who's going to do production for that. We need to figure that out. Don't let me forget to find out, because I guarantee you somebody is not. Probably be Mickey.
Okay. 11 to 1.
Probably. Probably.
Cracker Barrel sounds good.
I might be able to get. He's not done it in a long time. I need to get him ready.
Mm-hmm.
Let me text him.
Good morning, Lisa. Happy National Oreo Cookie Day to you, too. I like the Oreos. They make them gluten-free. They have recently started making the golden Oreos gluten-free.
It's from what time? 11 to 2?
11 to 1.
11 to 1. Stupid.
I need to see how many shirts we have that I can take.
There's plenty.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought we were getting low.
We are low on some sizes and stuff, but there's still plenty.
Okay. Oh, a small town boy like me. Do you like Oreos? Do you have a specific way? You don't like Oreos?
Nope, I don't like Hydrox cookies at all.
What's a Hydrox cookie?
That's the chocolate cookie. The cookie part of that is called a Hydrox.
Why is it called a Hydrox?
I have no idea. Let me see.
Okay, well, someone is crazy, Randy. No, the rolls aren't gluten-free at Texas Roadhouse, unfortunately.
Okay, so the original name, long before the Oreos were made, back in 1908, the original cookie was called a Hydrox. That was the company that made them, and that's the name they gave them because they wanted a name derived from purity and goodness. So hydrogen and oxygen elements within the water molecule.
Okay.
But then it was purchased by Keebler many years later, and they replaced the Hydrox name with a reformulated product called Droxy's. But they were the original Oreos, long before Oreos.
So why don't you like them?
I just don't like the chocolate. It's almost like comparing Hershey's to Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls don't taste like chocolate to me. They're weird. It's a weird taste.
Well, they're more waxy, yeah.
No,
mint
it's not
ones
the
are so good,
texture. It's
Lisa.
the flavor. The flavor is weird. It's almost like a bitter. It's a weird cocoa combination. Same thing with the Hydrox or with Oreo cookies. And I'm not a fan of the cream either. It's too rich. If there was a little cream cheese taste in that, I might be all over that.
Mm-hmm.
It might even make the cookie part tolerable. But I'm not a huge fan. That's not to say I wouldn't eat them.
Tim.
He did make
Mm. Yeah, I think the mint Oreos, those are my favorite, and they make those gluten-free. They are so delicious.
Hydrox are the original. They were out a full 4 years before Oreos ever came to the market. So,
And Kyle's taught me a special way to eat them where you push the top layer down just a little bit so you've got a little handle from the bottom layer to dip in your milk so your fingers don't get all milky. And it still makes them nice and soft and yum.
there's a almost bitter medicine-y taste to Oreos to me.
What is wrong with you? Do you like cilantro?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Cilantro.
He's one of those people.
Well, I did never been a big fan of cilantro, but I was like, it's okay until I did a chili judging contest.
Mm-hmm.
And they had everybody had overused the cilantro and the chili powder.
Mm-hmm.
And it burned something in my taste buds. In fact, could not taste or smell anything but cilantro for the next 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. And I thought something had happened. And ever since then, taste it, smell it, or anything, I can't stand it.
Kyle really likes the Space Oreos, too.
But I never really was a fan of Oreos. I mean, long before that happened.
They're asking about gin tours, when we're going to bring it back.
Where did
Okay.
By the way,
Why would you do
the Oreo cookie, there's a whole story behind this. So the original Oreo cookie, the Hydrox, was invented in Kansas City, Missouri.
Ooh, that's cool.
And there was what they called the Biscuit War that came out. And you notice Oreo was like 4 years after.
The Biscuit War?
Yep.
Whoa.
So both of the cookies can be traced back to a guy named Jacob Luce.
Luce?
Yep.
Is he the guy who made Luce Park in Kansas City?
In Brookside, Kansas City. Yes, he is the inventor of the Oreo cookie. And the park is named after him. And he was also a prolific philanthropist. Him and his brother Joseph purchased a controlling interest in the Coral Cracker and Confectionery Company in Kansas City, Missouri, back in the 1882. And they changed the name to Luce Brothers Manufacturing Company. And he decided to eliminate his competition by uniting all the bakeries across the Midwest under one roof. And he hired a big shot Chicago lawyer, Adolphus Green, to help him bring his idea to fruition. So together, let's skip over all this stuff about the monopoly. But for the next 7 years, them and two other companies duked it out in the market, constantly trying to one-up each other on their products. And so Joseph Luce and Adolphus Green, more or less, they were in charge of the American Biscuit Company, which today you might know by another name, Nabisco. They merged the company and formed, with their fiercest competitors, and formed this powerhouse called the National Biscuit Company, Nabisco. Trying to find where they did. So the Tacoma Biscuit Building in Kansas City is still there.
Cool.
The Nabisco biscuit was called Unida.
Unida
biscuit, or Tacoma.
Tacoma.
That whole Tacoma, Takhoma, became this whole marketing thing. People were always Tacoma Sack, Tacoma. That came from that war. So he needed something special and innovative to give his products the edge, and he found it in the form of chocolate. And it's not... To us, chocolate is one of the main flavor staples in our diet, right? You ask anyone what's chocolate taste like, everyone knows what chocolate tastes like. But in the late 1800s, it was not as ubiquitous as it is for us. Most people did not know what chocolate tasted like at that time. And maybe they'd had it once or twice in their lifetime, and that was it. So cacao, native to Central and South America, once trade had begun developed in a greater fashion because of the Spanish Civil War and the Spanish-American Wars, suddenly there was this influx of cacao, and it became a delicacy to most Americans. So they went on to capitalize this. In 1908, they put 2 crisp, bitter, dark chocolate wafers around a layer of sweet vanilla cream.
Yummy.
And they called it Hydrox. It was the very first sandwich cookie that was ever made.
Geniuses.
Yes. Sunshine Hydrox. And it had the laurel wreath and elaborate font on the Hydrox word that now Oreo utilizes.
Mm-hmm.
They had many different versions of the Hydrox. The lemon coolers. They also made Vienna fingers. They were the ones that made Cheez-Its.
Oh, okay, yeah. The more you know.
So, I'm trying to find out where Oreo came in.
Your history professor, Randy Brooks, today.
Oh, so this was at the time where they were having this war. The whole purpose behind telling you about Nabisco and the Luce Brothers Company, the American Biscuit Company, was they had come out with Hydrox, and Nabisco needed something to compete with. So they made, Adolphus Green and Nabisco unveiled their own sandwich cookie, the Oreo Biscuit. They called it the Oreo Biscuit.
Okay.
And not only was it a copycat of Hydrox, it was built on the back of the company that Jacob Luce had founded himself.
Mm-hmm.
So Oreo was a big ripoff.
Megan says, I've had my hand raised for 10 minutes. Seg. Oh, we should.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Here's Luke Combs.
On KIX 102.5. I did the same thing you did. I'm like, oh, it's all right. And I look over. Oh, no. 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There was also this big deal about getting the Jewish approval. So they declared Hydrox as being kosher.
And it still says that on the package, kosher.
But they would not declare Oreos as being kosher for a long time.
Oh.
And for years, they duked it out in marketing campaigns and everything. So there was a clear winner.
Scooby.
Of the 2 cookies in the 1950s. And guess how they won? Nabisco won with Oreos.
How?
They raised the price. And you're like, but wait a minute. That means people would buy more of the cheaper, right?
Well,
no.
So people thought they were buying something better.
So it was a reverse psychology. They didn't flock to an affordable Hydrox. They shunned it as cheap. And it is still thought that way. You still think of Hydrox as the cheap version of Oreos. Is that not amazing
Hydrox
what marketing
are still on the
can do?
shelves?
Oh, gosh, yeah. You can still buy Hydrox.
What?
Yeah. But they shunned it as cheap. They thought of it as a low-budget, fuddy-duddy knockoff favored by penny-pinching grandpas and grandmas. That is still how we think of Hydrox cookies.
Wow, they are still a thing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Plus, there were a lot of other products called Hydrox on the market, from like table water to bottles of hydrogen peroxide, which is what Hydrox really is.
Right.
And once Oreo came out, the Hydrox advertisements had this really whiny product to them, or quality to them, like, we were first. So like this.
Some kids have trouble remembering my name. I don't understand why. I mean, you like a creamy senna? Here's a creamy senna. Thick, delicious, creamy.
It's a guy
And
wearing
you like
an Oreo
crunchy
costume.
chocolate cookie?
Hydrox.
Well, here it is. But you gotta remember my name. Hydrox. Hydrox. Don't forget Hydrox. Remember? Hydrox. Hydrox.
Hydrox from the Sunshine Baker Man.
Yeah. So they were first. And then they ended up selling Kellogg's, pulled the plug on the brand in 2003, but it came back. Leaf Brands bought them. So anyway, now you know the whole story of the Hydrox and Oreo cookie. So the whole cacao thing, though, Coca-Cola was invented right at the same time.
Oh,
There were all of these different products that suddenly flooded the marketplace as a result of the influx of cacao coming from South America. Coca-Cola was one of those. It's made from the cacao is a major ingredient. And originally, Coke had cocaine in it, made from the cacao extract. That's what chocolate comes from. They say the cola nut. That whole thing is a lie. There is no such thing as the cola nut. That was a marketing.
Is there cocoa and Coke today?
No, there's not cocaine. There is cocoa.
Well, yeah, there's not cocaine, but cocoa.
But it is one of the flavors, yes. That is
Cocaine
in the
flavored?
secret. No, cocoa.
Coke.
Smack her hard. It is cocoa is one of the major flavors in the
What flavor
secret
is cocaine?
Pemberton recipe. And it was Dr. So-and-so Pemberton that invented the Coca-Cola recipe that to this day is a secret. Wow. That is such a cool story, though. And it all came out of Kansas City.
That is cool.
So when you eat a Hydrox, you're eating an Oreo. It's the same thing. It's just you've been conditioned to think of them differently. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We'll see sunshine today with highs in the mid-60s. It's 47 in Joplin.
And we've got the morning KIX takeover starting in just 15 minutes.
So go over to the KIX app and the KIX website and vote for the songs that you want to hear this morning.
And we'll play them back for you at 8:50.
But we're talking about the worst ways that your kids have embarrassed you in public.
Or conversely, the way that you embarrassed your parents when you were a kid. What's the worst one?
You can call or text to tell us the story, 623-1025.
What's the worst way your kids have ever embarrassed you?
My daughter was 5.
Yeah.
My son was 10 weeks. So I had this giant throw because there was nowhere for me to disappear to. So I snuggled up in this blanket and sit down between these chairs. And to anybody, it would have looked like I was just sitting underneath the blanket.
Right.
And so I sit down to feed him. Well, my 5-year-old notices that I'm not standing up holding him anymore. And she says, Mommy, where's Asher? And I said, well, honey, he's just hiding, keeping warm and everything. And she, loud as can be, people heard her above the vein. She goes, whatever, Mom, he's eating your boob. I was like, well, so much for being discreet.
Yeah, this was at the parade, eating your poop.
What is the worst way your kids have embarrassed you in public?
My mom, she works at the Walmart home office in Arkansas, and a couple of years ago, we were like in this elevator with a bunch of her upper executives and stuff. And I called I farted and I said, Mom, and then they all looked at her.
Blaming it on mom. That seems to be a go-to thing for kids, you know.
Well, yeah, they learn it from dad, I think.
What is the worst way that your kids have ever embarrassed you or that you ever embarrassed your parents?
A couple years ago, my son was about 3, going on 4-ish, and he went to the convenience store with me while I was dating this guy. The guy who sat out in the car because I had to go to the bathroom. He went in with me to go potty. Well, it was a public restroom, so I didn't want to sit on it, so I just kind of squatted on the toilet, and he was watching me, and I didn't realize it. Well, he gets out to the car, and he tells the guy, my mommy pees out her butt. And I was like, you did not just say that.
Has the redness gone away yet?
Kind of, but I'm still like, I pee out my butt? What? No. I heard this on the radio, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
What are the worst ways your kids have embarrassed you in public?
My daughter's 12, and we were getting ready to go somewhere, and I put on a really cute black skirt, and I had some fishnets on, and I put my black boots on. I thought it looked really good, right?
Right.
And she looks at me and she said, no offense, but you look like a stripper.
Oh, man. The fact that she had, experience to draw from in that regard is a little worrisome, too.
Kids are just so brutally honest.
Yeah, they just tell it like it is.
What is the worst way your kids have embarrassed you in public?
You can text or tell us at 623-1025.
Or tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
So this story goes on. I thought I was done with it here, and really we were probably about half an hour ago. But there's all these practices that these distributors have. Hold on. Hi there, Morning KIX. What's the worst way your kids have ever embarrassed you in public?
So back in the day, I was younger, and my mom and dad told me that I used to embarrass them in the bathroom, and I never understood why. And my mom said, you used to make these awful gagging noises and say, why does that woman stink so bad?
Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
So apparently, she said, this says that the two cookie companies are still in bitter rivalry with one another to this day.
Okay, well, I think Nabisco won, but go on.
Yeah, probably. So, but the Sunshine executive named Kassoff, he blames Big Oreo for his grocery store woes. He said, nobody can find my cookie. They hide it. They abuse it. They do specific things to it that makes you
abuse it?
Okay, yes. They allege that workers from Mondelez, the parent company of Nabisco, which is a Mexican company that owns that,
okay,
are coming into grocery stores and hiding Hydrox on the higher-up shelves where they're not supposed to be. He said it makes it difficult for customers to find and less likely to purchase. He said they go in, they hide the competitor's product, or they spray the other's product with soda. Who hasn't seen this before at the store? You go to pick it up and it's sticky?
Yep.
Yeah. Nobody wants to buy it, he says. And so we have enough of that, and we're waiting to see what the government does. They filed a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission asking Mondelez for $100 million in damages because of these practices. They actually had video evidence of their distributors doing these at stores.
Do you remember when Snoop Dogg was saying the same thing was happening with his cereal?
Yes. So this is apparently a thing.
Morning, Lindsay. How are you? I feel like we haven't seen you in forever.
And this guy's defense, he said, we've stated numerous times in the past, when anytime Hydrox raises these allegations, our shelf placement in stores stems from the fact that Oreo is the number one cookie in the U.S., loved by consumers and retailers. Apparently, they're also the most evil one.
Wow.
One of the consistent in-person places to get Hydrox these days, if you can't find it in stores, is Cracker Barrel.
Really?
Yes. In Kansas City, they sell like crazy in Cracker Barrels. They know their demographic.
Sure.
This person said they went to the Kansas City Cracker Barrels outside in Lee Summit. I ate there on my way back from Cancun. Don't recommend it. There were only 3 boxes left in the store.
Wow.
And
I've never noticed them.
The manager said, we have a hard time keeping them in stock here. People will come to Cracker Barrel just to get them.
The more you know. Yeah, I'm not climbing shelves for cookies either.
It was such a crazy thing. I still refer to that type of cookie as a Hydrox. I always have, because my parents did, my grandparents did. My grandmother used to swear by Hydrox cookies. So that's all she would buy. She wouldn't buy the Oreos.
Do they make gluten-free Hydrox?
I don't know. But to me, they taste identical. They do not taste any different whatsoever. And so they talked about the bitter chocolate that the cookie's made out of. I have never liked that.
Oh, Hydrox are not gluten-free, but there's a knockoff of them called JoJo's.
I have seen JoJo's. What a weird, crazy story that we were never...
Thank you for the rabbit hole, Lisa.
Never aware of. Yeah. Lisa's over here going, what was I thinking?
She thanks you for the history class. She loves history, she said.
To me, this stuff is fascinating, too. I love these stories, especially when there's something in here we see that society as a whole was affected by some manipulation. You're like, oh, my gosh, it shows how susceptible and naive and led by the nose we are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Have a good one, Melissa. I'm finishing my last semester at the community college, and I graduate in May with my associate's degree.
Right
Good
on,
job.
Lindsay.
Congratulations.
That is awesome.
Good
so
for you. You've
are
worked
you
so
going
hard.
to continue your education past that? Or are you going to go to work? Or are you finally going to start doing something around this house? Or no, I'm sorry. That sound familiar? No.
What's your plan?
What's your plans? That is so awesome. So did Walt Disney, but we ain't talking about that. Yeah, Walt Disney, he came from Kansas City, too. Also did the same kind of thing when it came to animation. So there were these animation wars that happened during the 1920s between this character and that character.
Yes, I vaguely am aware of this.
So Warner Brothers had their own mouse cartoon, and they quit making it and moved over to a rabbit after that whole war thing over that Mortimer Mouse, which was the original Mickey Mouse. But ironically, Warner Brothers Mouse was also called Mortimer Mouse. So they ordered that Walt Disney Productions cease and desist on the Mortimer Mouse name, which they did, and changed to Mickey, which was, by the way, that name was originally suggested by Walt's brother. What was his name? He's the one that ended up running Walt Disney after Walt died.
Okay.
I can't remember what his name was, but he originally suggested that, and Walt Disney, who was a bit of a jerk. I mean, when you hear about, he just poo-pooed his idea and said, that's stupid.
Morning, Carolyn.
Well, I found that, in case you guys ever want to know, because this was a really, really good source. Oh, it's NPR. Never mind. I would not recommend following NPR for much of anything. They might get the history stuff right, but it's a really, really well-written story that KCUR out of Kansas City, the NPR station up there, put out. It's the Loose Walls Biscuit Company. That building is still there in Kansas City. But one of their ad campaigns has the fat Sunshine Chef, the Sunshine logo, Sunshine Bakery logo. If you look up Sunshine Bakery, you'll see it.
Sunshine Bakery. They have those granola bars, right?
Yeah, the Sunshine Baker is the big, fat, Michelin man-looking baker. It says, don't be fooled by lookalikes. Only Sunshine makes Hydrox, the original cream-filled chocolate cookie, finest ever made.
Wildflowers, wild horse. But Sunshine does so much more now than just.
Oh, yeah.
Just the cookie.
And they're so far away from that original company that was owned by Loose Wikes or whatever their name was.
Oh, my gosh.
But it's interesting also to see how the cacao flavoring infiltrated our consumables marketplace and affected so much of what we eat and drink today.
Mm-hmm. Lindsay, I just got into Fresno State and will be starting there in August. I'm going to get my bachelor's degree in child development and will be finishing my prerequisite to apply for dental school.
Right.
Good for you.
Lindsay, look at this.
That's amazing.
Dental assistant, nothing. We played a phone call from you the other day, Lindsay. I forget what it was, but it was something you had called in for. And I thought, there's Lindsay. I wonder what she's doing in school. So it's really, really good to hear from you.
Well, congrats on getting into Fresno State. That's huge. Why did you send me down this rabbit hole? All of this food looks good, and I haven't had breakfast.
You know what the word chocolate comes from?
Cocoa?
No. It's an Aztec word. Xocolotl. It's spelled with an X, O-C something. Xocolotl is what they called it.
How does that translate to chocolate?
Ask the Spanish.
Okay.
They're the ones that did that for us.
Got it. 25 seconds. You ready? 15.
Jen, stop that. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Randy, we've talked about this. You cannot keep bringing your horse into the studio.
I got to get here somehow.
You know what it did on the floor last time.
We're wanting to know. We're talking actually about the worst way that your kids have ever embarrassed you in public. I don't know if your kids could compete with me, though, could they?
You are very embarrassing in public. Actually, the very first time that my kids ever met Kyle, we went to a park in the mall from where we used to live, and the boy saw something in a store window that he really, really wanted, and so he had a complete meltdown. It was so bad, the security guard even came over. First time. I'm surprised Kyle didn't run for the hills at that point.
Boy, I would have been out of there. Tell us, what's the worst way that your kids have ever embarrassed you in public?
My son and I were going into Walmart. We were getting some bleach, or I don't remember what it was. Well, my son was adamant about telling this one old lady hi, So he goes up, trying to get her attention, says hi like 3 or 4 times. He tried to get her attention, so he goes up and he smacks her on the butt. And I am like freaking out because I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I go up and I look at her and I'm like, I am so sorry. She goes, oh, it's okay. He's cute.
You ought to explain to him, say, listen, if Daddy can't do it, you can't either.
That's exactly what I said. I said, no, dude, that's for later on in life.
What are the worst ways your kids have embarrassed you in public?
Okay, so I ended up having really, really bad gas, and I passed it in an aisle, and my son looks at me and goes, Mommy, did you just fart? It's an aisle full of people.
You should have just held your finger out to him. He knows what that means.
I totally should have. I should have.
What's the worst way that your kids have ever embarrassed you in public?
Well, actually, it was my nephew, and we were in the grocery in a line, and there was a pretty large lady in front of us, and she had a pager on her purse.
Uh-huh.
Pager started going off, and it was going beep, beep, beep. He grabs my arm and says, oh, my God, she's backing up. And it was right at the busiest time in the grocery store.
Beep, beep. He knows what that means with heavy equipment like that.
Oh, Randy.
Well,
what are the worst ways your kids have embarrassed you in public?
The first time that I met my stepdad and I was a toddler, I opened the door and I was butt naked. The first time that he had seen me when he was coming over to my mom's house.
yeah. Your mom's like, never going to get a date again.
Yeah, till he's 18, I'm not dating anybody.
Yep, and I've never lived it down.
He was 18. So,
Wait a
he
second.
doesn't say how old he was.
What's the worst way your kids have embarrassed you in public?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
You can also tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Hi there, Morning Kicks. What's okay? Just don't understand how it works.
Mm-mm. The doctors I work for said I can come work for them as a doctor once I'm done with dental school.
Nice.
Good for you. That's amazing.
Hi there, Morning Kicks.
Hi, I was calling in the worst things your kids embarrass you about.
Yeah, what's yours?
Okay, so me and my parents and my daughter, at the time she was 4 years old, and we were helping my dad remodel a house, and my dad was letting my daughter paint with them and remove some caulking. But we stopped for a break and went to Walmart for lunch, and apparently the checkout lady wasn't going fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter says, "Can we hurry this up? I got my papa wipe off the car."
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! You have to fill cracks with that to be able to winterize them.
Oh no!
Wow. Man, thanks for calling.
Have a great day.
Crap.
Whoops.
Yeah, we need to move that.
What's up?
The crew is going to do some career fair. They were wondering if they could use
Yeah. Yep. Hi there, Morning Kicks.
Hey, calling about the most embarrassing thing your kid did to you?
Yeah. What's yours?
I was in the grocery store. I was in front at the checkout line. I was in front of my basket, and I wanted some gum, and I pointed at my kid to get that gum, and my kid screamed, "Don't let me, Daddy!"
Oh my gosh! Jeez.
You're fired, kid. Get out of the house.
You're out. I don't care if you're 7. Get out.
Thanks for calling.
Have a great day.
Hi there, Morning Kicks.
Morning, Randy.
What's going on?
The thing that my kids did that embarrassed me, every time we go to the mall, they would say, when they saw some old guy who would come with, "Look, Mom, there's a sexy for you."
A sexy. Go get him, Ma. Go get him. Show him a little leg. Get him, Melissa.
I got him back. Because teenage girls don't like it. when you do that.
Oh, that's right. They can dish it out all day. Yeah.
Yeah. There were teenage boys following us in the mall one time, and they were kind of looking, and the girls were watching. I go, "Oh, look, girls, there's sexy for you."
There's a little sexy for you. I'm going to need a place to live in about 10 years. You better go hick up.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Melissa.
Have a good one.
Bye. So we have 15 calls for this topic that we did not get to.
Wow.
They like this.
All right, we got to get going. We got stuff to do today. Tomorrow we're talking about the weirdest thing you've ever heard someone say to a kid.
All right.
It's Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, brought to you by Buffalo Run Casino and Resort.
Join us on Thursday for another chance to win tickets to see Kane Brown and Jackson Dean on July 3rd.
And we'll be talking about the weirdest thing you've ever heard someone say to a kid.
You're never going to be a real boy.
Thursday morning.
Tell us yours.
Tell us yours Thursday morning.
On Morning Kicks.
And we'll have more Kane Brown tickets tomorrow, and we'll be talking about the time change. It's Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, brought to you by Buffalo Run Casino and Resort. Mm-hmm. You want to say goodbye to everyone after that?
Oh, are we still on
We're
here?
still on.
Sorry, guys.
That's why I kept talking about what we're doing tomorrow.
All right, yeah, tomorrow. I was like, why is she telling me this? I know we are going to be talking about the time change and all of that. So sorry you had to watch us do the promo, but see ya.
Bye.